By now, you probably have heard of the approval that President Muhammadu Buhari has given for the Kanu Daura rail line, and it's just, I don't know how to put it. It's because I need to be sensitive about this. Now, you need to realize that former President Jonathan built the Abuja Kaduna rail line, 187 kilometers. It cost about $1.5 billion. And he built this rail line so that you could walk in Abuja and live in Kaduna. Now, in the whole of Nigeria, that's probably one of the most expensive infrastructure ever built. Former President Jonathan built this. Former President Jonathan did not build a rail line from Warri to Port Harcourt or from Port Harcourt to Bayelsa, where he's from. Because when you're president of a country, you can't think about your place. You're president of a country. You're not an Ijaw president. You're not a Fulani president. You're not a Hausa president. You're president of the whole country. Now, you're watching me now. Let me ask you a question. What argument can you make for the economic necessity of a Kanu to Daura rail line? What argument can you make? Look, if you're from Daura or from Kanu, look, don't think that I do not like you. No, what I'm speaking objectively. I'm speaking objectively. My family, if you know my family's history, you know how much we owe the North. I'm speaking as a nationalist. I'm speaking as a nationalist. This is the reason why people are agitating for restructuring. President Muhammadu Buhari is going to push people to the wall with his policies and with his actions. Can you just imagine? Look, Nigeria. What is the economic significance of Daura to Nigeria's GDP, to Nigeria's economy? Two cities in Nigeria, Warri and Port Harcourt, are so significant to Nigeria's economy because between the two of them, almost 70% of Nigeria's oil production comes from those two regions. By the time you now talk about Akwa Ibom, you're talking about 100%. Now, do you know that there isn't a rail line connecting Warri to Port Harcourt? There isn't a rail line connecting Akwa Ibom, Eket to Port Harcourt. And these are economically significant, economically viable, economically productive centers. Now, what is the overwhelming need, the overwhelming necessity for you as president in these lean times, in this time where we have a recession, to approve a rail line from Kanu to Daura? Daura, and that is where you are from. You are from Daura. Is it that you are ruling only Daura? Are you president for Daura people because you are from Daura? Now you think about it. Look, even your own Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, she said 55% of Nigeria's VAT, value-added tax, comes from Lagos. 40% of Nigeria's GDP is from Lagos. Lagos is actually the 7th largest economy in Africa. If Lagos were a country, it would be the 7th largest economy in Africa. As I speak to you right now, there is no rail line, there is no direct rail line between Lagos and Ibadan or between Lagos and Ogun. Are you aware that after Lagos, the next biggest economic cluster in the whole of Nigeria is Ogun State? There is no rail line between Lagos to Ogun, between Lagos to Ibadan. What I'm telling you now, what is the necessity, the needs, what is that economic necessity for a rail line between Kanu and Daura? What is it? I see, these are the things that we see. These are the injustices that we see in this country that makes it difficult to be, we want to be patriotic. We want to love this country. People went on my Facebook page and they were saying, why didn't Jonathan build a rail line from Port Harcourt to Otuoke? Because Jonathan was a Nigerian president. He wasn't an Ijaw president. He wasn't an Otuoke president. I worked with him. How many of his aides were Ijaw? He surrounded himself with northerners. Ambassador Hassan Tuko, come and testify. You were there. His chief political advisor, northerner. His national security advisor, northerner. He surrounded himself with northerner, and they worked with him well. They did not betray him. They worked with him well. How can we build a country like this? What economic argument can you make for this Kanu to Daura line? Okay, this is the Northwest. Jonathan already built the Abuja Kaduna rail line at a cost of $1.5 billion in the Northwest. Now you are building this one again also in the Northwest. What is it? Are you president of the Northwest? Are you president of Daura? What What is it? Even Delta State, where you have the one of the major centers of oil, without oil, Nigeria cannot survive. Delta State, the federal government has not built even an airport for them. In case you're wondering, when you're flying to Asaba and you're landing there, that airport was built by the Delta State government with their money. Look at that. When Jonathan was there, what was Jonathan? Which university did Jonathan now build all over? He built universities mostly in the north. He built altogether. Jonathan built about 14 universities. Of those 14 universities that Jonathan built, 10 of them were in the north. 10 of them were in the north. You can't be look, Obasanjo, probably the most patriotic Nigerian leader. I know some of you don't like Obasanjo. Some of you might say nasty things about him, but the man is a genuine patriot. He fought my boss, but even anywhere I go, I will always swear to it. I can put my hand on the Bible if I'm at court and swear that that man is a genuine patriot. Obasanjo did not build the road to Ota. He didn't build the road to Ota. Go and find out. The Ota people were insulting him. And the man said, look, I am not an Ota president. I'm not a Yoruba president. I'm a president. You need to spread. Look, that's why look, even though I don't support IPOB, even though I'm not one of their sympathizers, but I can understand why these people are saying, okay, they want to leave Nigeria. You're taking resources from people who are productive, and then you are going to go and build high-value infrastructural projects where you are from. Because you are from Daura, you want to go and build. How is it going to develop Nigeria's economy? How? You think about it. I'm not against you if you're from Daura. Look, ask yourself if you're from Daura. The British, they colonized Nigeria. Are you aware that when the British were building railways, they built railways to link commercial centers to the ports so that they could develop an export-oriented economy so that Nigeria could progress? There was tin in Jos, so they built railway to Jos. There was granite pyramids in Kano, so they built railway to Kano. There were a lot of agricultural clusters in the Middle Belt. They built railways there. You don't just wake up and build a railway because, oh, I'm from this village or I'm from this town. That's not how you do it. There must be an economic necessity. It must be viable. If the country is so rich and then you have built up your economic necessity and you have built your infrastructure to meet the economic zones, then after that you can start doing other projects like, okay, well, now we have enough money, we can do that. That's how England was built up. You can't be building a rail line from Kano to Daura when you don't have rail line from Warri to Port Harcourt, from Akwa Ibom to Port Harcourt. These are areas where Nigeria makes her money from. You can't be building rail lines from Kano to Daura when Lagos to Ibadan, Lagos to Ogun, they don't have rail line. And Lagos is the number 1 economic center of Nigeria. Ogun is the number 2 economic center of Nigeria. Both of them, in terms of the economy, they produce more. They have more effect on Nigeria's economy and on Nigeria's GDP than Daura. What kind of thing is this? And this is the problem with this man. So sectional. I mean, the kinds of things that you do. Look at the people surrounding him. Look at the people surrounding him. Borno State. Your chief of staff is from Borno State. Your chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Borno State. Your national security advisor, Borno State. Your chief of army staff, Borno State. Then you go to Daura. Look at all the people from Daura that you have put there. The head of the DSS, Daura. I mean, look at that. You just surround yourself and then you are so clannish. And then you are saying that look at people who are saying, okay, we want restructuring in the country. Instead of it to listen to us, you are saying we should go to the National Assembly. We are saying that we should go to the National Council of State. Who is in the National Council of State? People that don't want restructuring. Who is in the National Assembly? People that are afraid of restructuring because they feel that if they restructure, they will not get these large allowances, these large salaries, this constituency project that they are getting. And you are saying that we should go there? That is why it is very difficult to build Nigeria when you have such a leader like this. It is painful to see a country that can potentially be the leader of Africa, that can give pride to the black race all around the world, that can make black people proud all over. We have a president who is coming to tell us through his aides that rats ate his office, rodents ate his, damaged the things in his office. Look, South African papers are laughing at us. Chinese, go to China Xinhua News, they are laughing at us. England, The Telegraph, they are laughing at us. BBC, CNN, they are laughing at us. Okay, we are managing this only to come and hear that this man now wants to build a railway from Kano to Daura, where he is from. What is in Daura that you now want to build a rail line there that will now add to Nigeria's economy overwhelmingly? What is there? If you say you want to even build one from Kano to Kaduna, it is understandable. Kano in the whole of the north is the #1 economic center. Then Kaduna is the second economic center. It is a textile cluster. Okay, we can understand that. You said no, it is Kano to Daura. How come? How come? This is what we are talking about. Not that we do not like this man. What we are saying is that this man does not have the capacity to lead a heterogeneous country like Nigeria. That is why Malam Nasir El-Rufai, when he was not with Buhari, he warned us in 2010. Go and Google it. He said that Buhari does not have what it takes to rule a heterogeneous country like Nigeria. Google it and see what Malam Nasir El-Rufai. Now he's talking a new story because he wants to succeed Buhari. But go and read what he said before. Look, we love this country. We are praying for this country, but we cannot go on like this. Where we have these kinds of policies that where it's more important to you where you're coming from than the nation at stake. We can't go on like this. Obasanjo did not do it. Goodluck Jonathan did not do it. You are there saying, okay, why didn't Jonathan do for Jonathan did not in Otu, okay, they do not have light. They don't have electric, they don't have power, they don't have NEPA there, PSN, they don't have it. It would have been so easy for Jonathan to just, hey, I command you, go and do it there, go and do it there. But he was not an Ijaw president, he was not an Otuoke president. Can you say the same of President Buhari today? I leave you with your conscience to judge. God bless you.